Just a couple of changes for the Newcastle Knights for this game against the Titans. They come on the bench. Stephen Witters and Lachlan Fitzgibbon are out. That means coming in jersey number 18 is Tom Shearman, and in 19 on debut, Billy Kitt. The coach is Michael Crawley. A change for the Gold Coast Titans as well. No Kyle McConnell. Mitch Sharp will start in jersey number 14. In 19 on the bench, Francis Vukiso. The coach is Jamie O'Connor. Don't be lulled into a false sense of security. That is to the north of Hunter Stadium here in Newcastle. And as we pan right, that is what is coming to the south of Hunter Stadium. It is about to bucket down here. The rain has really started to come again. And these poor people, you've got to give them a medal. What about this bloke? He is a serious fan. He's got the milk under the shelter. Put yourself under there, mate. Forget the milk. Just put yourself under the plastic tarpaulin because it is hosing down. At least his milk's dry as the Gold Coast Titans make their way out, and they will be running into the rain. Normally we say they run into the wind, but they'll be running into the rain. Matthew Russell, how good was he last week against the Melbourne Storm in a beaten side?
He was phenomenal for the Gold Coast, Mark. 1 try, 23 runs, 205 metres, 16 tackle breaks. He's from England. He spent some time at the Wigan Warriors, but he was outstanding for the Gold Coast Titans last week in a beaten side against the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, he's the only bloke out there with sunscreen. Here's Adams Clydesdale. We spoke to him before the game. A couple of NRL appearances. He's a terrific young player. And of course, with the career winding down for Danny Badiris and the younger players making their way through, watch out for that man to continue his NRL career, even towards the back end of this season. Adam G, one of our referees today, is about to get us underway.
Yeah, mate, all good. Time you run, guys.
Wind is coming from the south. The rain is hosing down from the south. Remarkably got a bit of blue sky above us, but it won't last long as Newcastle get first use of the football this afternoon. It will be interesting to see
Off that ball now,
how they control the football, both sides today, as Pacquiao plays it. And Zach Friend called offside.
Mate, I called you 3 times. You're 2 metres in front of me.
The referee calls Zach Friend offside, and
yeah, mate.
penalties play such an important role in the modern game, but to let a side out in the first set of the game at their own end with 1 tackle, and already Newcastle 45 out.
Yeah, certainly not going to help their cause, the Gold Coast this afternoon, with that early penalty to the Newcastle Knights. But as you said, Mark, the Knights get the opportunity here inside the Gold Coast Titans half.
Tua, he's been good this year for Newcastle as well. Clydesdale in here with Joe Boyce, who's lasted longer this week than he did the last time we were here. First tackle of the game, did a rib cartilage. Somehow he came back. They missed him their last game against Melbourne. Joseph Boyce, rib cartilage damage. Good to see him back as the Knights get inside the 20. Get down the short side, Proudler with the ball here to Roos. He's 10 metres away from the line. That'll binge one of the defenders there for the Gold Coast. Now he's played the ball. Clydesdale. Now Levi. He had no one to pass to. Honestly, Tua was just too wide and too deep, so he had to take the tackle. The 17-year-old Kiwi, 10 metres out from the line, right in front. And milking was the call. Proudly for the corner. Winger was called offside. Easy take there for Matthew Russell. Joshua Allison would have put some pressure on the Titans winger, but he was called offside. And the Titans survive.
They do, Mark. It was a poor end of the set there for the Newcastle Knights. They had an opportunity to build some pressure, but young Allison was called offside, and it was an easy take for Russell. But you spoke about Levi, the halfback for the Knights, 17 years of age, normally plays number 9, but they've got a handy number 9 playing in young Clydesdale.
Yeah, they just want to get him in the side. He's that good a player. He's wearing the 7 today. We've got to say, too, Steve, that the amount of rain, and maybe it hasn't rained as much here in the Hunter as it has in Sydney during the week, but credit for the playing surface here. There's no surface water really to speak of. As Binge takes it forward. Entitled to have a pretty ordinary looking surface, but well done here at Hunter Stadium. It's in great nick. As Tua takes it just in front of his own posts. And so far, both sides are handling the football very well in their opening sets.
They are, as you said, young too. He has been a handful for the Knights this year, but yeah, the surface is in good condition. Not like Leichhardt Oval last night, where it resembled a water park, but the groundsmen up here have done a wonderful job to keep him in, some sort of nick for the game this afternoon.
Now.
Allison. Line speed was the call. Titans. And Clydesdale kicking out of acting half and just turning possession over, really. Jerome Hughes returning the footy, a strong run. And Eddie Proudler was there to make the tackle. James Elias.
Hand on. He's coming up with the ball. Coming up with the ball.
Concede the penalty. And an easy out here for the Titans. Of course, as we mentioned, pre-game, and as you no doubt aware, the game yesterday that we're supposed to do, here's the penalty again.
240.
Lucky there a little bit. Was cancelled. The Tigers and the Storm. Well, that game has been played at Campbelltown. And the Tigers lead the Storm 6 points to 0. Important game there for the Tigers, I should say, after backing up after the win against Canberra last week.
Movement there. Get up. 13, hold for 2. Wait.
Slowish play the ball there from Binge. There's a line speed, and Mitch Hall hit almost as soon as he got the football. Clydesdale, one of the defenders. Friend. Now Beto. Taking the ground to Sam G.
Good hold. Waiting. Now.
Friend. Binge. Up quickly was Boyce and had an opportunity there. Mitch Hall was in some space, but took the tackle. It is the last. Beto juggled and just got his kick away. Nice bounce in the end from Tua. And that's going to be a critical part of the game, Steve, in these conditions. The kicking game of both teams and how much pressure they can put on the back three to catch the ball every time it's either put on the ground or put in the air.
It certainly will, Mark. Both sides have completed their first 3 sets, but if I was a kick, I'd be looking to find the ground as much as possible. Obviously, with a slippery surface, the ball's going to be slippery. Try and force an error out of the back three, but so far, so good.
As a man that's played in the back so often, Steve, in these conditions, if you're receiving the footy, would you rather be catching one on the air or on the ground? Are they both a lottery almost in these conditions? Is there a kick that either side should be looking to do?
As I said, I'd be looking to find the ground. The ball is very slippery at times, and with the surface being like it is, as we see the Newcastle Knights come up with their first area of the game, but I'd be looking to find the ground.
They can challenge here if they want Newcastle. Did it touch the back of the Titans player, or did he get it back before it did? No, yep, on the back there of Mitchell Hall.
Young Boyce is looking for the offload there. Not necessarily needed in your own half, and in these conditions, you don't need to be forcing the pass.
Wait, fellas. Now. Out! Yes.
Here's Hamel Hunt, his first touch of the footy this afternoon.
Hold left, wait with me. Not yet, now, good.
Hughes. Link there with Tio, but Tio came inside and Hughes went outside. Jack Mamo injured himself in that tackle back on the wing with a very sore right arm. The Titans noticed that.
Hold, go.
Hamel Hunt's on this side of the field. They don't, they go the other way. Beto, lucky bounce. Here they come, the Titans through Adler. And the Knights defence has read that and handled it.
Adam, get the knees out.
Mamo is still in trouble on this left-hand side for Newcastle. Binge, the middle of the ruck and Friend. No advantage there. Newcastle able to make the tackle.
Go.
The front rower goes into acting. Now Beto with the kick and picked up again by the man that kicked it. Lucks a fortune. And the Gold Coast Titans have the first try of the afternoon. They got a little bit of luck, but he stayed alive, Matt Beto, got the rebound, and in difficult conditions was able to pick it up.
He certainly was, Mark. Young Matt Beto went for the little grubber in behind the line. The young Knights player went to catch it, and it rebounded into Beto's hand, and he opens the scoring for the Gold Coast Titans here this afternoon. But it's been a great start from the Titans. 5 from 5 with the first 5 sets they've completed. So no doubt Jamie O'Connor, the coach, will be very pleased with the start from the Gold Coast Titans here this afternoon.
James Elias tried to catch it. It's a tough one, isn't it? You know, you see the ball coming to you, your natural instinct is to try and play at the footy. It's very hard to just let it go and hope that you might be able to cover it up in the back, but in these conditions, that's a really tough take.
It is. We've seen last night in the NRL clash, Isaac John, very similar take and took it, but unfortunately Elias couldn't do it here. But yeah, he said young Jake Mamo, it looked like he had maybe an elbow injury. We've seen on Friday night, Shandor Earl from the Canberra Raiders dislocate his elbow. We've seen a few of them this year, so let's hope his elbow is okay. But he's back into position now, but a great start from the Titans to open the game here.
He's not well. Half-time at Campbelltown, 6-all, the Tigers in the Storm. Mamo, you see there on the left wing there, it's his right arm that's causing him problems, and that is over the dead ball line by about 10 metres. And what a start here for the Gold Coast.
Hold this, I'll take it. Wait, on the mark. Just wait there, wait there.
I haven't noticed either that Mamo's in real trouble on this left wing. I'm not sure.
Yep.
But he's
on or behind the line.
Hopefully it's just sort of like a dead arm. I'll be kicking towards his wing.
Your whistle. It's just to help you.
There he is, and it's the right arm. It's just hanging there by his side. And oh, there's a strong hit up from Oliver Percy. Tried to run straight over the top. Levi, and he left him on the ground. They're one short in defence here, Newcastle. LG, now Caleb Bing straight and hard. Through the tackle of Boyce. Hanging on there is Packout. He's only a couple of metres away from the line. LG, Beto, now out the back to Hughes. Great pass to Arthur. They're in again, the Gold Coast Titans. On the back of a penalty from the restart, the Titans have scored their second. And that was a little bit too easy. Mitch Adler gets the try. And the Titans lead by 10.
It was, Mark. It was a great play there from the Gold Coast Titans. They shifted it to their left. Bedeau out the back to Hughes, a lovely short ball to Adler. And the winger for the Knights, young Allison, did not come in to stop that play. And when you're a winger, if they're going to play short, you've got to come in. And unfortunately, he hung out on his opposite number and created that short ball for Hughes to hit Adler. And he crossed for the Gold Coast Titans second. But as you said, Mark, the Knights shot themselves in the foot with that, kick out on the full from that first try. So a poor start from the Knights, but a great start from the Titans.
A terrific start from the Gold Coast. And they are running into the breeze. The rain stopped at the moment, but it's just a short respite, you would think. It is very dark down towards the south. As LG just adds the extra two.
No working as soon as we say that.
And that is a terrific kick in the conditions. And those 2 points on the back of those two tries could prove very difficult. 12-0 is a handy lead in these conditions.
It is, but the two tries from the Titans have come from errors. The first one off, Elias failed to catch that ball, and the second try came off the kick out on the full, which led to a penalty, and the Gold Coast Titans were able to score their second try through Adler. The shorter kick-off here, Mark.
Yes, a lot shorter. And you pin the opposition inside the 20.
Hold left, hold.
Now the pressure's on the Gold Coast to get it out of their danger end.
Hold left, hold. Go.
Hall.
And again, Adam, working now. Left, hold, go.
Hughes.
4, up straight,
10 short of halfway.
Left side holding, go.
Friend kicking out of back the half. It's a 40-20. It's straight down the throat of Tua.
You ready?
The kicker does the chasing and makes the tackle.
Big fella, you need to give me a step.
Allison.
Tackle 2. That'll do a 6. Line me up.
I haven't had the football for a while. I haven't had it since Joe Boyce tried to force the pass 30 out from his own line, so they'll be pleased to get the footy back. And since they last touched it, they've conceded 2 tries. Clydesdale.
4 now, roll out. To the side, 8. Holding, go.
Pack out. Hit Sharp making the tackle. Hall was there as well. Here's the last. Levi puts it high in the air. Tio near the touchline, took it well and does well to stay in the field of play. Looks like Mamo's arms okay. He made the tackle and tried to drag Tio over the touchline. He would have conceded a penalty if he did.
Just held it, just held it.
Adler.
3 now. Hold, hand on ball, hand on ball, hand on ball.
Binge. Here, one referee tells the other hand on ball. Hey, the Titans would have loved the penalty there.
They certainly would have, Mark. But it's about getting through your set here. And as I said, the Titans, they're 7 from 7 so far. So if they get through this, it's 8 from 8. So a great start from the Gold Coast Titans.
And the kick from LG.
Before contact, see?
Here's Mamo returning it straight at Hamel Hunt to get some assistance from Tio, the winger. And also in making the tackle was Oliver Percy. Birch, Joshua Birch on debut, 17-year-old. From the SG Ball side for Newcastle. Here's Joseph Tapine.
14 now.
Sorry. Yeah, come on.
Levi. Now Birch again. A test today for the young 17-year-old. Up against Hamel Hunt.
Line me up. Come on, 8.
Clydesdale. Steele. Runs there at Binge. Who makes the tackle, and Hall was around the legs. It is the last here for Newcastle.
Go.
We've got numbers here. Kick from Levi back towards the centre. Didn't get it down.
Knock on. Easy there.
Referee right in position. Hanati Tua came from nowhere, but just couldn't control the footy.
He couldn't, Mark. I reckon that was planned between young Levi and Tua, but unfortunately he couldn't ground the ball. But a great opportunity there from the Newcastle Knights. They're back in the game. I feel they've got themselves back into the game here now, Mark. Their last 2 sets have been great. An opportunity missed there, though.
Well, the Titans can't get out of their own end at the moment. When they're kicking, turning the ball over to Newcastle on the first tackle between the 40-metre line and the halfway line. Binge. That's the halfway line just in front of him. Very flat there was Mitchell Hall.
7, I will call you. You wait there. Hold. Thanks, mate.
Beto.
Not play that.
Not play that. Gee whiz, that was close.
Tackle 1, Adam.
If you're running up the charge to put pressure on the kicker, you've got to be playing it, don't you? Anyway, Boyce has come up with it. Even if he was playing at it, doesn't matter because Newcastle got it. Tua. Another example of the Titans turning possession over.
You're crawling forward.
In reasonable field position for Newcastle.
You're right there, Mark. They've turned it over cheaply again, and Newcastle now just short of the 30-metre line away from the Titans' try line, but they need to build some pressure here in Newcastle, maybe get a repeat set, put the ball in the air to try and force an error out of the Titans' back 3.
Clydesdale. Levi kicking here for Mamo. The chase is on. Tio! Can't stop him. Jake Mamo cannot stop scoring tries. 14 tries, 14 games. And that had his name written all over us.
It certainly did, Mark. Young Jake Mamo didn't take his eyes off the ball there. As I said, the Newcastle needed to come up with maybe a repeat set or force an error or give one of their outside backs an opportunity. We see here Jake Mamo climbs over young Tio, the Gold Coast winger, and scores his 14th try of the season. But we spoke about leading into that set, Mark. The Gold Coast Titans giving the ball back to Newcastle cheaply and in decent field position. And that time there, the Newcastle Knights took their opportunity and have crossed for their first try of the afternoon for Jake Mamo, who's been outstanding for the Knights this year.
He does what good wingers do well. You can see he's still flexing that elbow there. He does what good wingers do, and that's finish and score tries. You can ask no more. And he's strong in defence as well. So keep an eye on Jake Mamo if you're a Newcastle fan, because he can score tries. He reminds, and I don't like to say players remind me of so-and-so because it puts a bit of pressure on them as young men making their way in the game. But he just has, you know, a little bit about him, Jake Mamo. He can score tries. Maybe it's the dark hair. I don't know what it is, but he just looks like James McManus to me.
He does. He does, and James McManus in the first grade side has been outstanding. I was surprised that his name wasn't thrown up for Origin 2, as we see young Levi's conversion is waved away, and the score remains 12 points to 4 with just over 17 minutes remaining. But yeah, look, a great set there from the Newcastle Knights. Young Mamo scores his 14th try of the season, so they'd want to get through their set here, the Newcastle Knights, because, as I said, I feel they've got themselves back into the game.
Big set here for the Gold Coast. They'll get
In
down
the middle,
the other end
13,
of the
time
field.
it.
Can
Kick
they
up,
keep
put it on
Newcastle
halfway.
down here?
On halfway.
Hughes with the restart.
Knock on, boys. Yep. I'll pack the scrum.
No excuses there. I mean, conditions aren't great.
Where you are, Ziggs, yep.
Yep.
He'd be very disappointed.
10 out, guys, 10 out.
Hunter Tua, better player than that.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, it's just a simple drop there from
until they set two
young
hands
Tua, the
instead.
Newcastle Knights fullback. Creates an opportunity for the
Start,
Gold Coast
Tua
Titans now, Mark, but
James, stay up,
it's
both
about
sides,
limiting
both
those errors in this
Second
sort of
hold,
these sort of
stay
conditions. One
Full
end of the field we see
back,
Jake
stay
Mamo
down.
climb over the Gold Coast winger, take the high ball, and we see Tua, the Newcastle fullback, drop an easy ball there, but an opportunity for the Gold Coast Titans.
Hughes taking on Birch. Good tackle by the youngster, 17-year-old on debut. LG to a blindside where there was no one. So, easy meat for the defence. I'm not sure what was going through his mind there, Kane LG. And now he loses it. It's those little things, isn't it, Steve? They had an opportunity with the mistake there by Hunter Tua, and Kane LG, for some reason, stepped back into the meat of the defence of the Knights. He had no one on the blind side to pass to.
He did, and that's where the young half needs to take control, tip onto a forward, to lay a line and set up for a shift to the left or back to the right. But he took the run himself and created an error, and the Newcastle Knights survive after they turned the ball over from that pursuing kickoff.
Yes, mate.
Joshua Allison.
One now, hands on the
Newcastle Knights.
Here we are, winger, left winger,
I
set up,
reckon
go.
Rain is not far away again.
To the side,
It hasn't really rained since the start of the game, but
11.
it's on its way.
It certainly is, but there's still some brave people, Mark, sitting on the heels.
Hold right, I'll call.
That's one definition. There's a penalty.
11, your knee contacts the ball. 11, crowding. Knees in.
So the mistake from LG, and now the penalty conceded to get Newcastle out of their own end, and a terrific kick from Levi gets us up towards the 40.
Hold here. Hold here, 11. Hold here. Go.
Straight and hard. Good tackle, Matt
Tackle
Beto.
one. Square down.
Stood his ground and put the big back rower
Go.
on his back, and that shook him up a little bit. Ben Roos got up and double over as he played the footy. Knocked the wind out of him. And Steele will play it. Here's Boyce. Straight and hard.
Roll out, turn.
He's above his waist. His weight, Joseph Boyce. Levi almost
No advantage there, mate.
running behind Siamanafungai, but the referee says it's okay. No advantage gained. Clydesdale. Now Tarpine running at the line. Hall holds him up and gets some help. He's reaching out, Tarpine, but can't get it down. Last tackle for Newcastle. Clydesdale kicking to chasing. Well, the man number 12's offside. The
One's
referee
inside the
sees
10.
it.
One's inside the 10.
Joseph Tarpine played the footy. He has to be offside.
Yeah, he had to have been there, Mark, as you said, playing the ball, but
number
Hughes,
one in
the
front of
Gold Coast fullback, positioned himself well for that little grubber, but Tua, young, as you said, Tarpine was in front of the kicker, but I spoke to Peter Mulholland during the week about young Tarpine, and they've got big raps on him here up at the Newcastle Knights. No doubt a star of the future.
Good young player. Has a nice build about him. So does the other back rower, Ben Roos. Got some nice talent here at Newcastle. Tio towards the middle of the park. Very dark here now at Hunter Stadium as those clouds roll in, and the lights have been on since about 9 o'clock this morning here at Hunter Stadium. That's the sort of day it is. There's a highish tackle from Siamanafungai on Beto.
4, 13 right.
Up square.
Holding now. Wait. Go.
LG, back legs chop. Boyce, what a tackle that was on Sam G. Joseph Boyce. G gets up limping. I don't blame him. Outside the 40. Nice bounce for Tua, who slips on the greasy surface, and there it is again.
You just wonder what sort of studs he's got on today, Mark, whether he's got the moulded or the screw-ins. You'd like to have screw-ins on a game, on a surface like this, but young Boyce, he just does the little things for the Newcastle Knights. A lot of stuff would probably go unnoticed by the fans here, but no doubt that his teammates would recognise the stuff he does. And young Mamo's come out of that tackle holding his elbow once again.
Hamill Hunt's going to be placed on report here.
He's pulled his arm around behind his back.
Thanks, mate.
Chicken wing.
Hey, we've seen it differently. It's on report.
Emil Hunt.
Mark's there.
This time it's the other arm for Jake Memo.
Down. That's it, down.
There it is there.
Onside, boys.
And it's his right one that was in pain before. Now he's got no arms. His left one's crook. His right one's crook.
We're holding. Let's wait.
He's in the wars at the moment.
Now.
He's young Jake.
He certainly is, Mark, but he's still able to score that try, but a penalty that the Gold Coast didn't need to give away. You know, it didn't look good, whether it was stuck or, you know, whether he did do it, young Emil Hunt, but an error from the Newcastle Knights here gives the Gold Coast the ball again, but it's about getting back into the grind, the arm wrestle, completing your sets. We've seen errors, we've seen penalties on the back of errors, and in these conditions, you just need to play simple footy, get through your sets, get to your kick, and build pressure. And one of these sides needs to take control. One of the halves, whether it's Levi from the Knights, LG from the Gold Coast, that needs to take charge in these sort of conditions.
Emil Hunt.
Careful, the left 12. Held there. That'll do it. Don't lash out with the boots.
Fungai, one of the defenders. He's lost the footy. And a penalty, they're all over him.
Hey, I'll give you a benefit of the doubt with using your head for a start. Using your head.
Once again, Mark, we've seen the Newcastle Knights an error and then give away a penalty. It's the back-to-back errors, back-to-back penalties that are giving the opposition the opportunity to mount some pressure inside their own half, and the Gold Coast get an opportunity here now.
Percy. Fungai, one of the defenders. Levi was the other. LG back to Vukiso. He did well to hang on to that footy. If he held on to it, the referee said it was okay. Here's Binge, crossfield, and Boyce can't chop him down, but Steele makes the tackle. Friend. Vukiso was there, and through the tackle of Levi, he held on to the collar.
Just stand and play.
Go.
LG, Beto, chance, Hughes, pass over the top, has been touched by Allison. Geez, they had an opportunity there, the Gold Coast. I'm not sure whether the floated pass over the top was the go, but they do get another set.
Go.
As the rain arrives again in the Hunter.
That's one.
And makes visibility rather difficult here. Picture might be okay on your screens, but it is dark even with the lights on here in Newcastle.
Wait on the line. Two.
Friend, Beto, cut out ball. Adler dropped it. Try was beckoning, couldn't hang on to it.
He couldn't mark here, young Beto put a nice ball to Adler, and if he catches that, he probably scores, but unfortunately he spilled the ball just short of the try line. As you see, young Beto goes to the line. Adler had an opportunity to score. He beat his opposite number on the inside.
I made reference to this before,
The referee's taken time out.
I've been trying to work with this bloke. His snide comments aren't going to be tolerated. So I suggest while you got the ball, that he's not making comments. Not like that. I'll take it and come around.
Michael Steele was captain in the absence of Adam Clydesdale.
We're back here, guys.
And the referee, I think Michael Steele knows where he stands now.
I think he does, Mark. Adam Clydesdale's the skipper, but an opportunity missed there from the Gold Coast Titans. Young Adler just spilled the ball short of the try line. It gives the Newcastle Knights the ball now 20 metres out from their own try line.
Interesting comment there, two Clydesdale saying he's the vice-captain, he's allowed to talk, and the referee quite right. There's whether you're captain, vice-captain, and the mortal or whatever. On the football field, you've got to treat the referee with the respect. Clydesdale, here's Siamana Fungai.
He's good now.
As the rain sweeping in here from the south, and back of Newcastle, Clydesdale towards the touchline. Hughes will hope it crosses, it doesn't. Chase is good from the Knights, and now the Gold Coast have got to get out of their own end without a mistake.
They do mark a great kick there from Clydesdale, the hooker. He's played 2 games of first grade. No doubt would have gained a little bit of plenty of experience, from those games, and he just showed that leadership there from the hooking role. The early kick to pin the Gold Coast Titans inside their own half.
Kiso juggles.
17 out.
8, that's it, well done, up.
Wait. Go.
Binge. And that ball to Hamill Hunt. He
Play
goes
on, if
to
you
him
want,
with Newcastle blokes all over him. Now Birch puts the foot down with Hamill Hunt out of position. And the good tackle by Jack Durham, fresh on the field. Here's Mamo. Out of acting up, and there's a good tackle by Binge.
He was in the wars. He's going to be in the wars now after running into Binge. But
oh, he gets up limping, the poor bloke. Goes back to his wing and wishes he never got out of bed this morning. Centre field, the Knights. Clydesdale, see him on a fun guy, slipping, but gets back to his feet.
Leg setting.
Line me up. Hold. Hold. Go.
Up on, through down, losing it. Vukise with the tackle over the top, forcing the ball free, and the Titans survive.
they do, Mark, they do survive. They turn the ball over cheaply, and we've seen the Newcastle Knights come up there. Both have just been simple handling errors. They need to hold on to the ball both sides here because, as you said, the rain is coming in, and no doubt the ball will be getting slipperier.
It really looks like it's set in now. Starting from Campbelltown, 7 into the second half. The Storm lead the Tigers 12-6. It's 12-4 here in favour of the Titans, who are running into the rain and into the wind in this first half. The breeze is coming from the southwest. Durham plays it. It's called offside. Friend. Loved the penalty on tackle forward. The Gold Coast.
Shooter's good.
Good kick coming from Hughes behind Joshua Allison. It's a good kick into the in-goal area. The chase is good from the Titans as well. That's a terrific set from the Gold Coast to get down the other end.
It's a great kick, Mark. We've seen the kick there from young Hughes. Had plenty of backspin on it, so held up in goal, and it pins the Newcastle Knights inside their own half. They need it. They need to defend well here, the Titans, but on the other hand, the Newcastle Knights need to get through their set. Maybe an early kick once again.
Good.
Rolling with that.
Clydesdale out of acting half. A head clash there, was it, with Mitchell Hall? In fact, it was Proudler. Here's a strong run with Friend. His back turned and in the way as Hill will play it. Now the kick coming from Billy Kitt. This is a good kick as well. What a good set here from Newcastle. One end of the field to the other. And the tackle made by Jimmy Elias. So now the pressure back on the Gold Coast to get out of their own end.
It is, Mark. That's what the game of rugby league is about. It's about building pressure, getting into the arm wrestle, the grind. The Newcastle Knights have done extremely well there to go from one end of the field to the other.
Up now. 3.
Russell.
In the middle.
11, back it up.
11.
Binge. It's been strong for the Gold Coast to start the game. I think he's been off, Caleb Binge. 10th hit up of the match. Next best in his side is 4. His fellow forwards. LG. Here's Teo.
Last one.
7 now.
Come on.
Lock in, not early.
Go. Not late.
Beto with a high kick into the rain. It's hosing down here in Newcastle. Tua is tackled there by LG. Conditions look a lot better on your screens than they are actually here in the Hunter. It is bucketing down. It is dark. I reckon it's a bit cool outside as well. Before Jake Mamo gets up, he just wishes he was at home.
John, give him room.
Jackson Hill, terrific last time we were here for Newcastle when Joe Boyce got injured early.
11, not square, 11.
See him on a fun guy. Bouncing away from Binge, who comes again.
19, come on, mate.
He's just dropped the footy. And Caleb Binge came up with a tackle. And you can see there how heavy the rain is.
You going to come round?
Yeah, mate.
And Mona see him on a fun guy. Just dropped it there. In these conditions,
Work hard in the pocket, 8 minutes, mate.
you've just got to have your wits about you all the time. You haven't done the job until you've played the footy.
You're right there, Mark. Whether it takes you an extra second or two to, play the ball properly, that's what you need to do in these conditions. But you said young Binge, the Titans front rower, both hookers spoke about before the game how it's going to be a forwards battle. He certainly led from the front for the Gold Coast Titans. He loves this sort of weather, I reckon.
It's remarkable. The Titans' completion rate is 14 of 17 in these conditions. I know it's a while ago and they're a different side now than they were against Manly. We called a game earlier this year, Steve, where the Titans had 3 from 21 completion rate in the first half against Manly on a beautiful sunny day on the Gold Coast. Here in the pouring rain, they're 14 of 17. Here's Hamill Hunt. It's remarkable. Oh, there's an offload to Teo in dry conditions, which you would be appreciative of. And the wet conditions on this occasion means that Teo slides over the touchline. But that just showcases the talent of Hamill Hunt.
He's a superb talent, young Hamill Hunt. He's willing to try something, even though it is wet, still willing to try that offload to young Teo. But, as a winger, you want to stay away from the sidelines in these conditions. It's certainly going to make, the covering tackle to put you over the sideline much easier when the conditions are like this. But young Hamill Hunt, certainly a standout for the Gold Coast Titans.
Good, you just got to hold.
Yeah, they're 12 out from their own line here in Newcastle, so it's almost like kicking it into touch. But that goes down as an incomplete set for the Titans, just after I was talking about their completion rate. 14 of 18 in these conditions, that was pretty good. Newcastle 9 of 16. That's most probably the difference at the moment. The Titans have been able to control the football a bit better than Newcastle and lead by 12 points to 4. Those 2 tries coming back to back early in this first half.
Hold! 16.
Played the ball there from Proudler. This is Jackson Hill.
4 there, 16!
Square and room.
Go.
Half home. Tom Rolls, one of the defenders there. Hamill Hunt was half involved. Kane Elgee also around the area. Last tackle. Levi with the kick. Straight to Jerome Hughes and got a foot to it. And it still went another 10 metres. And then he thought Matthew Russell can have a bit of a run. Did he lose it? Strip.
19-10, pushed it out. Pushed it out.
Billy Kitt penalised there.
G, captain.
They can challenge. 6 to go in the first half. They're going to.
Mate, can I get a challenge on that, please?
It's the general back today, isn't it, Steve? Your mate?
The general is in the box this afternoon, Mark. I spoke to him before the game. He was looking forward to being up here, but as we see the challenge there. But young Matty Russell, the Gold Coast winger, 16 tackle breaks last week. Phenomenal effort from the young winger in a beaten side.
Here is the... I think there's a hand in there. Was he playing at the footy? Or did it just pop out? This is one for you, mate. This will test him.
I think it'll be a strip, Mark. His hand's on the ball. You can't put your hand on the ball.
In the vicinity. You're in the area. The bank's been robbed. You've got a mask on and carrying a gun. But it's wet conditions too, Steve. What will the general Luke Patton come up with?
Yep, okay. Overturn, we've got a scrum.
Well, that's a big call. So, look, I can understand it. In these conditions, it's wet, whatever, but he was in the vicinity. He was carrying an offensive weapon in the vicinity. And he got away with it. He said, oh, mate, I'll just pick it up off the ground.
He certainly will. Newcastle, a great opportunity here, 20 metres out from the Gold Coast Titans line to score another try before the half-time break. So let's see what they can offer here, Mark.
It could be a big call, couldn't it?
Give him room. 16.
Storm player, played 5 matches with the Melbourne Storm. Clydesdale wanting Hill to come inside him. He does, and oh, he's put in a dangerous position though, says the referee. Clydesdale. Now Kitt has dropped it. Picked up here by Elgee. He's got pace. Here comes Mamo. Here comes Birch. He stumbles. In fact, that's Adler. It's not the number 7. If it was Kane Elgee, he would have been well away. Now they come towards Elgee. Russell, Hamill Hunt. Teo for the corner. The pass wasn't great. And the Knights have survived.
They have, Mark. It's amazing, the game of rugby league. what these young kids can produce. 1 minute, the Newcastle Knights on the attack. The Gold Coast turned defence into attack, and the Titans winger goes out and Newcastle Knights get the ball again. So an opportunity lost there for the Gold Coast Titans, but the Newcastle Knights survived.
It was just that floated pass, wasn't it, from Hamel Hunt that allowed Jake Mamo that extra step or two to put pressure on Teo and force him into touch as the rain is absolutely bucketing down here in Newcastle. It's so hard to see the players.
Here it is and hold. Go.
Clydesdale. 10 short of halfway. Now, inside the 40, looking for a 40-20, and Hughes, did he touch it?
I still got it, mate.
He's got it covered anyway. His jersey's about to be ripped from him. Strong run, solid body contact, and goes well to hang on the ball. Rolls, he was called offside there, Sherman, I should say. These penalties listen to the rain now, and these players, and finding it difficult, but 4 marks to our crew out there, Steve. The boys on the cameras and on the sidelines with the microphones getting you the contact. It is hosing down, and they've got another game to do it for as well.
They certainly do. It looks like it's set in here this afternoon, Mark, but I reckon Jamie O'Connor, the Titans coach, will be telling young Teo, the Gold Coast winger, to stay away from the sideline in these conditions. Twice he's gone down the right-hand touch line here. Twice he's been put into touch. So I reckon he'd be telling him to stay away. But another penalty the Knights give away was just a silly penalty. He gives the Gold Coast Titans an opportunity here just before half-time.
Kisso with an offload.
Play on.
That was extraordinary in these conditions. There's a good tackle by Ben Roos, but Francis Verkisso hang on to the football.
Adam.
Binge. What have we got inside 3 minutes? Can they get a try here, the Titans? Durham inside the 20. Hamel Hunt. Now Jerome Hughes with the crossfield kick. Allison takes it very well in these conditions. It was just a bit too deep and not high enough. And Allison brings it back to the 20.
Now you're right there, Mark. Young Hughes, the Titans fullback, just a little bit too much on that kick, and young Allison, the winger, took it nicely for the Newcastle Knights, and a chance for them just to get through their set here and get a nice kick in just before half-time.
Yeah, come on.
But I reckon the Pies will be selling like hotcakes here this afternoon, Mark.
17.
Clydesdale. You can have one now, you've retired. He's up towards the 30. Considering the conditions, the handling has been pretty good today. 11 of 19 in dry conditions, you'd say, is not good for Newcastle, but unless you're here, it's very hard for us to give you the real indication of what it's like. Touched in flight. Good work, Jake Mamo. Goal line dropout here for the Titans. They'll get one extra shot here. The Newcastle Knights. You can see there how strong this rain is. And I'm not sure these young blokes would have played in these conditions too often either.
No, I don't think. Maybe as a youngster you may have played in these conditions when you're a youngster, when it was raining. You used to love going out there playing in the local park with your mates, but
they're called off nowadays.
They are. I think there was junior footy in New South Wales was caught off at the start of the week this week due to the rain. So they're very protective of the council grounds down there in Sydney, Mark.
Yeah. Everywhere. Strong defence. And 30 metres away.
For one. Go.
Force back Jackson Hill. Here's Shearman. That's the 20-metre line. So 10 seconds to half-time. Will they get another tackle here, the Newcastle Knights? The Titans are very short to their right. They're going the correct way here, Newcastle. Two up, kicking, no good. Over the touching goal line on the full as the siren sounds in the background. And they get some respite here from this torrential rain. These two teams, and it is the Gold Coast that lead Newcastle 12-4 at half-time. We will take a break from Hunter Stadium. Other side of the break, we'll come back and look at the first half. It's getting heavier, the rain. I know we're talking about it a lot, but it is extraordinary, the conditions here at Hunter Stadium. Look at it there. That's Jake Mamo. And the rain, you can barely see through it. It's that heavy. Half-time. There is someone underneath. There he is. He's popping the head out just to check. Yeah, they're back on, mate. Yep, good on you. What are you doing here? You've had your milk. You should go home. There's Caleb Binge. How good has he been for the Titans in the first half? 19 tackles, 11 hit-ups. And second half is underway in extraordinary conditions. Hunter Stadium, and it's the Titans in front. Newcastle. We spoke earlier how there wasn't much water on the surface, but you can see now, just in that half-time break, Steve, the amount of rain we've had at half-time, there are a few puddles now appearing.
There certainly is, Mark. As you said, the rain has come down heavy over that half-time break, but Vukiso, a great start from the first kickoff of the second half, broke the Newcastle line. And the Gold Coast Titans have the ball now inside the Newcastle Knights half, so a great start to open this second half of the game.
And the other under-20 games being played at the moment. It's half-time in New Zealand. The Warriors 16 lead Brisbane 12. And at Campbelltown, just a couple of minutes out from full-time, the West Tigers 24 lead Melbourne 12. It's 12-4 here to the Gold Coast. In the far corner here, I think that's Mamo making his way. Tackled there by Rolls. Gives you some indication of how heavy the rain is, and whatever you're seeing there on your screens, multiply it by about 10 for what it's actually like here at the ground. That is Elias, 10 short of halfway, edging his way up the field. Hill. The rain's that heavy. We can hear it here on the roof. Players left, I think that Binge left on the ground. And it's not Caleb Binge, maybe it's Sam G. It's hard to see. It is Sam G getting up, so they're one short as they bring the ball back. Terrific defence here from Newcastle. Goal line drop out.
Yeah.
Under pressure there.
Yeah, I'll go back.
Was
I think that's
Hughes has changed his jersey because of the torn jersey we had. There's Sam G being injured. He's wearing number 22, Jerome Hughes. And that was terrific defence from Newcastle. It's just, and there's a mistake. He just took, I know it slipped off the ground quickly.
I'll take scrum, mate. You take
He did take his eyes off it a bit there, Jackson Hill. And he's trying to walk up the field to see if the scrum can be packed elsewhere, but he's got to go back towards the halfway line. And just look to see where he's going to run. Got to catch it on the full.
You do, Mark. Yeah, the ball skidded on him very quickly. Jackson Hill unfortunately couldn't take that ball, but now this second half is going to be about making as little errors as possible, playing some very simple footy, getting through your sets. And as I said in that first half, it's about building pressure and getting into the arm wrestle. And no doubt both coaches will spoke about that to their teams at half time.
Left. Mark is good.
G.
To that 16. Left side hold. Hold 12 now.
Rolls at acting half. Here is Binge.
Third
Inside the 30.
Hold, I'll call you.
They score first, the Gold Coast. It's going to be very difficult for Newcastle in these conditions. Beto. The ball was called forward by the touch judge to Sam Johnson. Gee, that was tight. He was hit as he passed it. And it may have given that impression. The touch judge was right in line with it. It was Matty Beto. Right, that looked back out of the hands to me, Steve. What did you think?
Yeah, it was line ball, that one, Mark, but opportunity blown there by the Gold Coast Titans. They had the ball inside the Newcastle Knights half, but it was a lovely short ball from Beto. Unfortunately, he called forward, but an opportunity for the Knights just to get through their set. And as I said, they need to build some pressure and get to their kick. It's going to be a game of playing, this half, as I said, it's going to be a game of playing some simple footy.
Birch. Short of the 40-metre line.
Left hold, good.
This is Mamo again. The more we see of him, the more impressive he is. Quick play the ball as well. Penalty Tua.
Tackle 4. Stand down. Hold, go.
Kept taking the line on Caleb Binge. Stopped him in his tracks. Last tackle. Wide star into the corner. Here's a tough one for Jerome Hughes. And racing through, Ben Roos may have got there. He has. The Titans may challenge it. They're going to challenge. The decision was made. The try was awarded. Ben Roos came from nowhere.
He did mark the back rower. I was wondering what he was doing on the wing, but a lovely little kick there from Clydesdale, the hooker. Pinned it into the corner, and Hughes, the Titans fullback, just watched the ball, and Roos, yeah, committed to the chase.
Oh, it's close to the line, isn't it? As soon as it touches the line, look at the water coming up from the ball, hitting it, and... oh, that's out. That's no try. Well, we're 0 from 1 with the general, Steve, but I think this one's going to be ruled no try.
I think it is, yeah, but the desperation from Roos, he never gave up on the opportunity.
There it is on the line, and even when he puts his hand on it, he forces it on the line. That's no try.
He does. It's a game of inches, Mark, and unfortunately for Roos and the Newcastle Knights, they don't get their second try of the match.
The try's been awarded by the referee, and they've challenged. Adam G's just told the other referee if they overturn it, the Titans will still have a challenge remaining. So he thinks it's no try, Adam G. It's no try. We're none from 1 though. Listen to the rain. I'm not sure you can hear it at home. But look, it's on the line. You can't award that on that evidence. And he's having plenty of looks at it. The Knights are going back for a goal line dropout, or a 20-metre restart, I think. It's no try. He's forced it on the line.
Okay.
The touch judges are coming back.
Guys, no try. 20-metre restart.
So they do have their challenges remaining.
You're on the 30? Yeah.
Well, they're 1 challenge remaining for this half, and straight away they challenged.
All right, here we are. In the middle. In the middle.
One of the advantages there of this captain's challenge system. That would have been a critical moment in the game. Points are at a premium. We haven't had any points since the 16th minute of the first half. 3 tries in 9 minutes and nothing since. Francis Vukiso comes from the field. Caleb Binge, I don't think he's been off at all today, as he has another hit up.
18 and 6.
He's in trouble there. That is Ben Roos, the man that had the try taken off him, and Sam G, the collision. Straight into Roos there. Ribs or shoulder. Shoulder on shoulder.
No, we're just making sure you don't go
Roos coming
No, I'm not here.
off the worst. Well, look at the water. And the rain, if anything, the wind's turned now. It was southwesterly. It's now behind Newcastle. The Titans are running into the rain again. The wind has completely changed direction. The rain is coming left to right on your screens now. It was right to left in the first half. Hughes. Kick. Just have too much on it. And listen to that. The rain with the referees there. And full marks. The surface has only got surface water. It's not muddy really at all.
In the centre on the whistle,
there, Mark,
guys.
as you said, there's plenty of there's water sitting on top of the surface, but no mud. But the Gold Coast side there, just a kick, went a little bit too deep, gives the opportunity for the Newcastle Knights a 20-metre tap. They need to score first, the Newcastle Knights, in this second half, I believe.
And there's a mistake. Great tackle from Sam Johnson, forcing the ball free.
Here, come on, go.
And the Gold Coast. Great field position.
Let him move.
19 hands.
12.
1.
Ball to Mitch Hall was flat. We're inside the 10.
Hold the line. Go.
Rolls. Beto tried to take them on. Players slipping everywhere.
LG. 3, take on 3.
no one to pass to. They get very wide and very deep, the Titans, and sometimes they're too far apart. Hughes with the big dummy, puts the head down, terrific tackle, Tua over the top, Clydesdale around the legs. They're just hanging on, Newcastle. LG kicking, Tua well covered. And it wasn't the best of sets from the Gold Coast, but full marks to Newcastle for defending it.
It wasn't, Mark. It was probably a poor set from the Gold Coast Titans. Had the opportunity to mount some pressure, as we see the Newcastle Knights get a penalty here. But young
give
Tua,
him room in that situation.
You've got to give him a pat on the back. He made that try-saving tackle on Hughes, then collected the grubber from the Gold Coast Titans. As I said, they get a penalty here, the Newcastle Knights. An opportunity here for the Newcastle Knights with the ball now.
Full time from Campbelltown. It is a win to the West Tigers, 25-12 over Melbourne. A match that was postponed from yesterday. Half-time in Auckland, the Warriors 16 lead Brisbane 12. Rain does seem to have eased here to Newcastle. Wind is behind the Knights in this second half, so makes the performance by the Titans even more impressive. They ran into the wind in the first half. They're running into it in the second and lead by 12 points to 4.
Play on.
The tackle of Rolls, but taken by LG. It is the last. Clydesdale charged down. For some reason, Jack Durham put his hands in
Gold
it.
Coast. And Newcastle.
Well, they don't rule it a charge down. They rule it a knock on. Well, that's a charge down, isn't it? Is that not a charge down?
It is. It's a Newcastle scrum feed, mate.
Yeah, but it should be a charge down's not a knock on.
Make a decision or we're packing it.
They can challenge that.
A
charge down's not a knock on.
You're right, yeah.
Righto, bonding.
An opportunity for the Knights, though.
They told you guys. Go.
Out. Yours, Zig.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Could have challenged that there, the Titans. The referee's ruling that it wasn't a charge down. He played at the football. There's a mistake.
Lost ball.
What goes around comes around. Joshua Birch with the error. I reckon we're going to see quite a few of those in the second half as fatigue sets in and the conditions. In the first half there wasn't the wet, the water on the playing surface. That will prove a little bit hard for these players to handle in the second half.
It certainly will. It's the attention to the detail of the little things, the 1%ers. They're the little things, the way you play the ball, whether it takes you an extra second or two to play the ball. And as you said, Mark, in these conditions with a little bit more surface water on the ground here at Hunter Stadium in this second half will certainly not help their cause if they're wanting to play the ball quickly. But they need to take onus of the ball, these players out here, otherwise we're going to see many more errors out of these two sides.
Russell getting in from the wing to have a bit of a run.
Hold. Go.
Hardluck.
Roll out in square. 4. Hold. Go.
Outside.
Kick here from Beto, straight down the throat of Tua.
Kick us through now.
10 out from his own line. He's over the 20. There's no way through for him.
Hold. Go.
Amel Hunt with the tackle.
2 now square.
Hold left, I will call you. Wait. Go.
Coach playing it. No, crossfield.
Shoulder.
3
now,
now,
stay 17, hold.
Rain is back to being heavy again. It eased off a bit. Here's Elias.
4. Move out.
Here we are, right side.
The wind has disappeared as well. Pack out. And if anything, it's started to pick up from the south again.
Outside 40.
Kiss with the kick.
I'm good, Zig.
Well done, Hughes.
I'm good there.
Water splashing everywhere and over the top. Michael Steele.
Square.
Around the legs was Ben Roos, who was recovered from the knock earlier and making the tackle.
2.
Sam G.
Tell you again.
Up 10.
Hold. Go.
There's some strong defence from Newcastle.
Titans.
Leading the way was Ben Roos. Here's some more strong defence. Steele
Tackle 4.
making the first contact. They're having some trouble getting out of their own end here, the Gold Coast. Hughes, Emil Hunt under pressure, does well. Pushes away from the tackle of Levi, then gives it to Tio. Can't get away from Clydesdale.
First one.
Last tackle.
Outside.
Wobbly old kick, but in these conditions, they're all hard to take, and Memo does well.
One now, four, square for me.
It's the last couple of sets from the Gold Coast have
now.
been hard work for them.
It has, Mark. It certainly wasn't one of their better sets of the match so far. That last set that the Gold Coast Titans had with the ball. But 21 from 28, Coach O'Connor must be happy with the way they're controlling the ball, especially in these conditions. Whereas the Newcastle Knights, on the other hand, 17 from 29. That's been the difference of the game so far.
Play on. Go.
Not late.
High kick, Levi, Hughes, it's a tough one. In the end, I think he jumped too early, and he did well to get a hand to it to knock it over the dead ball line.
He did, young Hughes, the Gold Coast fullback. As you said, he jumped a little bit early. He had Tua coming down on him, but he did well to hit the ball over the dead ball line. A goal line drop out, an opportunity for the Newcastle Knights to score some points, but get the first points of the second half and get themselves closer to closing that gap of the 8 points.
Drop kick. Once again, they let it bounce, and Elias got a bit fortunate there. Finds Steele. Chopped down by Tom Rolls. Terrific tackle.
Here. Go.
17, not square.
Proud luck.
He's good.
Mitchell making the tackle.
Lost.
He's lost the footy.
Lost. I'm not arguing every decision with you. No.
Frustration coming. He just lost the ball, but the point that Newcastle were making was that he was all over him trying to play the footy. But you've got to give a reasonable amount of time for the defensive side to release the
What I need
play.
you to do, Six, is get your hand off the ball when you're completing a tackle, all right? That's it. Just take that tip. That's fine.
But yeah, young Proudler there just trying to play the ball too quick.
In you go.
Yeah, you got to respect the ball in these conditions, and
Now.
errors like that certainly aren't going to help your team.
One now, for me. Left, I'll call
feel
you
like they're
10.
back on.
Wait, 12, go.
The beach on the coast, doing a little bit of sprint work through the water at the moment.
2 now, 12 all the way.
Temperature
Holding
has
now.
really dropped in the
Hold.
last
Go.
hour or so. Here's Russell again. Cross field.
3 now, 7 up. Hold.
Rain might have stopped, Steve.
I think it has, Mark, but as you said, there's plenty of service water on the field now. But as we've spoken about, the Gold Coast completion rate has been impressive here this afternoon in what has been poor conditions.
Good run. Mitchell Hall. Here's the last tackle.
No, now. Yes, you are. 8's good here.
Clydesdale down injured. LG with the kick.
6 is
Let
fine.
it bounce in Newcastle, and Memo does well. There were players everywhere. Tua and Ruse coming together. So now here's an opportunity for the Tigers to put a bit of pressure on Newcastle and force the error. Critical set here for the Knights.
It is. I'd like to see some of the Newcastle Knights outside backs get involved. A few dummy half runs, change of direction round the ruck in these conditions could certainly help them.
Release him now. 3. Come on in the middle. Go.
Top line.
Out there. 4. Here. Go. Hold it.
Tua, little kick, and the bounce was perfect for Hughes. It could have gone anywhere, and he did well, Jerome Hughes.
Release it.
Good. Mark is good.
Beto, Michael Steele, good shot from the front rower.
8 up now.
Matt Beto would have felt
Stand
that.
up. Hold.
He
Not early.
would have.
White left.
From
Go.
young Steele, the front rower. Certainly leads by example in the front row, young Steele.
9's good. Play on.
He's all right.
Rolls.
4 now.
Adam, let him up.
Hold. White left. Waiting. Wait. Now. Good. 7's fine. Outside. Chase
Kick
is
from Hughes into the corner.
Chase is good.
Well weighted as well. Will it go? He had to play it to that 2-8.
Yeah, mate,
You can hear the footsteps.
Goal line.
Swap again,
Terrific
Ziggs.
kick from the Titans.
Keep our splits.
And a good set. And now the Knights are really under the pump.
A great kick there from Hughes. He kicked early, kicked on the 4th tackle. And as you said, it was well weighted, and young Tua had to play it with young Hamel Hunt chasing down. But an opportunity here for the Gold Coast Titans. Get the ball from the Newcastle Knights, drop out to build some pressure, and who knows, maybe score some points.
Johnson goes through a couple of tackles, and then look at the water from this heavy rain just sitting on the field. And here's Russell straight through and will score. Matt Russell gets the try. Some tired Newcastle defenders. He just slipped through and gets the try that extends the lead for the Gold Coast. And it's going to be tough now for Newcastle.
That was a great individual try there from young Russell, the man that comes from the Wigan Warriors. A beautiful run from dummy half, just determination and desire to want to get there and run through the Newcastle Lions defence and score a try. We've seen last week he made 16 tackle breaks for the Gold Coast Titans in a beaten side, but a great run there, and which led to a try. And as you said, Mark, extends the lead 16 points to 4 for the Gold Coast Titans here this afternoon.
A huge conversion attempt for Kane Elgey to make it more than the 2 converted tries. The rain is back. And he's had the ball placed. At least he's a left foot kicker here. He won't be in a huge puddle of water, but it's still pretty damp where he's kicking. Not mucking around, is he? And straight between the posts. Terrific goal-kicking performance from Kane Elgey. 3 from 3 in these conditions. And now, Steve, 18 points to 4, 14 the difference. There's still time for Newcastle, but they've got to get down the other end. They've got to protect the footy a little bit better. Even though the conditions are poor, they haven't had the same ball control that the Gold Coast have. And really, they haven't looked like threatening the Gold Coast goal line defence.
They haven't, Mark, as you said. They need to show a bit more respect for the ball if they want to get themselves back into this game. 19 from 32 in these conditions is certainly not going to win it for us. The Gold Coast have 24 from 31. Outstanding completion rate.
Head in and a crusher.
8, up and away.
Ziggs, I want it on report. For a crusher?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
8, out you come. What's it for, Adam?
Crusher, please.
For what?
Crusher.
Crusher. 8, out here. No. It's not for that. It's not for that. It's not for the lost ball. Number 8, you're on report for a crusher tackle. That's the penalty.
What? So Michael Steele placed on report.
Come on, let's go.
Crusher tackle. Penalties here. Yeah.
Second player placed on report. Hamel Hunt for a tackle before.
Come on, 1 sec.
So mention that.
Hold in. On his foot. Hold.
It was, I don't think so, Mark, but and another penalty, back-to-back penalties.
Wait.
The weather
Ziggy, I'm
conditions are
gonna
going to
keep
make
it
it hard
okay.
for you to
Yeah.
perform well
Cool,
in
let's
these
just calm it down.
sort of
All right.
games, and
That's
back-to-back penalties, back-to-back errors certainly aren't
Just
going to
nice and
help
calm
you.
with it,
I've
nice and
seen
calm.
here the Newcastle Knights have given
Mark's in
away
here.
2 penalties and marched the Gold Coast Titans down the field 40 metres out from their own line now.
Go. I'll go the ruck here.
Yeah, those penalties back to back.
Pull the way, 9. We're good here. Good, go.
Titans,
Stay there again, Ziggs.
after dropping the ball
Knock
on
on,
the
knock
head up,
on.
there's another drop
We've
ball.
got a scrum. It's off his arm as well.
I'll take Titans.
It's off Adam's arm as well.
Up on both ways, says the referee. That's why they didn't play on. That was a missed opportunity there for the Gold Coast.
It certainly was, Mark. As we said, they'll march down the field with 2 back-to-back penalties. Newcastle survived, but I spoke earlier about the Newcastle Knights outside backs getting involved.
Yeah, okay.
Their quality outside backs, Mamo, Tua, Birch, Elias, Allison. Maybe they can get in around the ruck and create some havoc for the Gold Coast forwards in these slippery conditions. Change of footwork, change of direction.
Like Matthew Russell did, the Gold Coast, to score the last try.
And hold. Hold. Go.
That ball was forward. Boyce. Call from the touch judge.
Up there, head you. 17, that'll do. And wait. Hold it.
Tarpine.
Tackle 4. 16. Game room. Hold. Go.
Go.
2 tackles left in the set. Love a repeat set here, Newcastle. It is the last, and Clydesdale plays it. Lee Kitt with the kick. Here comes Allison and Elias. Russell does well, and the defenders did well to force him in goal. Terrifically weighted kick, just shy of the goal line. Matt Russell did well to take it, and then Elias hit him straight away.
It was a well-weighted kick from young Billy Kitt. He weighted it well, and yeah, young Matty Russell took it nicely, but the Newcastle chasers timed their tackle and chase to perfection and pin him in goal. An opportunity here for the Newcastle Knights. They need to pay respect with the ball here.
Updating the score from New Zealand. Brisbane now lead the Warriors 28-22 after the Warriors led 22-18. That's after 60 minutes. And earlier today, the West Tigers defeated Melbourne 25-12. Their Holden Cup scores.
And hold. Go.
Steele runs into the shoulder there of Oliver Percy. Did well to hang on to the footy. It was solid collision. Clydesdale. Levi, short ball, Tarpine. Tarpine carrying some defenders with him. He's almost there. Sloppy play the ball. Clydesdale had some work to do there. Kitt back towards the middle of the ruck. It was all because of the poor play the ball. From Joseph Tarpine. 9 metres away they are, though. Clydesdale kicking straight there into the chest of the Titans. Sam Johnson, and they survive.
Good here.
All good, mate. All good.
Disappointed there, Newcastle.
11.
Not to get the repeat set. Not really put some pressure. And there's a mistake.
Knock on,
Boyce
Titans,
running
played
out of the defensive line.
On the ground.
Getting his hand in there to force the error. Oliver Percy it was that dropped it. If they keep knocking, maybe the door will open.
You'd think so, Mark, but as you said, young Clydesdale was looking to get a repeat set. Maybe they could have went to the air, but another opportunity here for the Newcastle Knights with the Gold Coast turning over the ball 30 metres out from the Titans line. And
Yeah, bend your backs.
they need to make their opportunity. They need to take the most of this opportunity here, Mark.
Make sure you got time. Good.
Time up.
Now, yours. Play on.
1-0.
Allison.
Here we are, right side 3. I'll call you. Good. You're all right,
I
mate.
think for their own state of mind with the second half they've had,
Move for 2.
they must score
Hold
here,
here, hold 13,
Newcastle,
go.
to give them that lift. There's Boyce smashed. Terrific tackle from Johnson, and somehow Boyce gets up. Now he collapses. Pack out.
That's lost.
Loses the football.
It's yours now, mate.
And that will just add to the frustration of the Newcastle Knights.
Certainly will, Mark. They're certainly making it hard for themselves here in this second half. Some poor errors, some basic errors. They're not showing enough respect for the ball. Understandably, in these conditions, it can be made a little bit harder, but you need to pay a little bit more respect to the ball because they're costing the Newcastle Knights here in this second half.
Just stand.
2 in there.
Hughes.
Tackle 3.
7 off the ball. 7 Knights up.
And hold.
Holding on, Titans.
Milking. Go.
Strong defence there on mid sharp.
4.
Joe Boyce
Right next to
involved
me, come on,
again.
7.
Adam Clydesdale over the top. So let's get out of here. And Hughes from inside the 40. A chance for a 40-20. Ball
ready.
stayed away from the touchline, and
Okay.
it's going to be Jake Mamo that has to return it. Away from Beto, not away from Mitch Arbler.
No, for 1 4. Hold. 4 not there. 4 no. 4.
Play on.
Yeah.
Release it now.
Lock in
that penalty.
square. Mark is good.
Newcastle. Mitch Arbler was called offside and came in to assist him to tackle.
Tackle 3, 14, release.
Good.
Elias plays it. There's Boyce again.
4 now, move 9.
Here we are.
Defence
Gold
again
Coast
from the
left.
Gold
Hold, mate.
Coast.
One more step
Zach
left.
Friend
Good.
back
Well
out
done,
there.
mate. Inside.
Inside the 40, Clydesdale, but just couldn't get
Get
good
ready,
contact
mate.
in these
I'm ready, Zip.
conditions.
Okay, that's yours now then.
As the rain is starting to strengthen again, and lost ball here from Russell.
This will be yours in sexy.
Okay.
And here's another opportunity for Newcastle.
Release.
Here we are.
You're right there, Mark. Clydesdale kicked on tackle 4. the early tackle, and young Russell, the Gold Coast Titans winger, came up with the error, but an opportunity here for the Newcastle Knights. 10 metres out from the Gold Coast Titans line. They need to take their opportunity and need to make the most of it, whether it's a repeat set or score some points.
Steele will play it 5 out from the line. Clydesdale takes them on, and the Titans were waiting for him. Zach Friend makes the tackle with Oliver Percy. The rain is torrential again. Goes through Levi. Tarpine, if he was able to get the ball around the body, they were 3-on-1.
No. Up and
Cramp here for Tarpine. It is pouring down. The pass was awful.
Knock on here, centre, Newcastle.
Knocked on by Birch.
Yeah, strong.
And another opportunity goes begging for the Newcastle Knights. It's just a sloppy play, the ball as well. Pass was at the feet. Did he get a hand to it?
There's a poor pass there from young Levi, the Newcastle half, and once again the Newcastle Knights coming up with another error inside the Gold Coast Titans half, and it's been the story of the second half for the Newcastle Knights, Mark. Once they get inside the Gold Coast Titans line, they're coming up with simple errors, and we've seen it once again there.
3 Titans, we've got it. Move it! 8, that'll do it.
Back again, the really heavy rain, and this time at least it's the back of the Gold Coast Titans.
10 now, 10 up. No.
It's as tough as conditions as there has been all game. As Mitch Hall takes it forward. Hughes. Tua.
I'm ready, mate. Yeah, okay.
Apart from the surface water, the ground has held up remarkably well. It's barely chopped up at all.
2 there. 1 now,
Yeah, you're right there, Mark, but another nice set there from the Gold Coast Titans. Once again, Hughes, the fullback, kicking on tackle 4, pinning the Newcastle Knights inside their own half and making it hard work for the Newcastle Knights to come out of their own end.
Release now, Titans. 3.
You're on top, James. James, you're on top.
Just stand and play it.
Elias will play it. Kit. The dummy almost getting through, but Zach Friend made the tackle.
Here we are, holding. Hold. Now.
Steele thought about the offload and realised conditions just weren't conducive to it. It's the last.
Kick is clear.
And put it in the air and see if someone can catch it in these conditions, and they can't. Tio has lost it backwards. It's all over the place. Players slipping, sliding, and finally Hughes comes up with it.
They've done well there, the Gold Coast Titans.
No advantage from the knock-on over here from Newcastle. Bring it over.
So knock on from Newcastle. And there'll be a change
Sorry,
over.
we had 6 more. We've got a scrum.
We had 6.
Titans feed. We had 6 more.
Young Levi, the Newcastle half, opted for the torpedo bomb.
Yeah.
Tio knocked it back, but the Newcastle chasers coming through knocked it on, and in some ways an opportunity missed there from the Newcastle Knights, because Tio did knock that ball on, lost his footing, and the chasers from Newcastle just simply had to dive on that ball there, Mark, to give him an opportunity. But once again, another error.
Simply had to dive on. It sounds simple in these conditions, but it's those little things.
He could have dived on it, probably would have taken him over the try line. That's how wet the ground is.
Absolutely, would have been up in Sydney.
2 now, 13, stand. Hold.
Go. Marcus good.
There's a few remarkable things about today, aside from the weather, and that's that anyone has actually come to the game today.
Waiting with me. Go.
It's extraordinary, these conditions, and people sitting out in the rain watching a game of football.
Holding, I'll call 10. Now, good.
But you can barely see now the kick coming from Friend. 40-20, gets it.
40-20.
Terrific kick from Zach Friend, and that may just be enough for the Gold Coast Titans. That may take the wind out of the sails of Newcastle.
I think it will, Mark. The last 4 sets from the Gold Coast Titans, they've kicked early, they've kicked on tackle form. We see there Zach Friend comes up with a 40-20 from dummy half down the short side. Kane Elgee, the Gold Coast Titans halfback, has kicked 3 40-20s this year. So Zach Friend comes up with another one for the Gold Coast Titans, and 20 metres out from the Newcastle line. As you said, it could break the hearts of the Newcastle Knights.
Good now.
Hughes takes them on, got through the tackle of Kit, but Elias was there to to tidy up, and Boyce came in to make sure that he was going nowhere. Percy. A try will seal it here for the Gold Coast. A repeat set may even be enough. Friend out of acting half. He was the one that got them the 40-20. And he can't get the try. Beto. Kicking early, Two has knocked it on, lost it, and Matt Beto scores an action replay try from the first half. A kick that got the rebound in the first half, a kick that gets the rebound in the second and seals it for the Gold Coast Titans.
I think he has sealed it there for the Gold Coast Titans, Mark. Young Beto, I think he was opting for the repeat set, but it ricocheted off Roos. Young Tua couldn't pick it up, and he was there to pick up the scraps. Beto, and he gets his second try of the afternoon, and the Gold Coast Titans extend their lead 22 points to 4, but it came off the back of that 40-20 from Zach Friend out of dummy half, which gave him that opportunity to build some pressure, but more importantly, score a try.
Well, that shot gives you a better indication as to how heavy this rain is here in Newcastle. And for those that are living in the area and those that have been putting up with it around New South Wales this week, you know what it's been like, and it continues to bucket down. If anything, it's heavier than it's ever been today. Kane Elgee. Three from three so far today. And just pulled that one. Struck it pretty well, considering 22 points to 4. 3 converted tries, the advantage with 7 minutes to play.
You spoke about the fans, Mark, coming out here to support both sides, and we always speak about our loyal fans going out to matches, doing anything they possible to go and support their team. But you got to pat them on the back here this afternoon to come out here and watch both sides play in these sort of conditions. It's a credit to the fans to come out here and enjoy the afternoon of rugby league, because, as you said, the conditions are certainly poor.
An understatement, isn't it, really? I'm not sure how anyone has turned up today, but they have, and full credit to them, and there's still another game to go. So the Titans were comprehensively beaten by Newcastle the last time they met, 30 points to 6, and the second half against the Knights was appalling. Since then, they've almost turned their season around, the Gold Coast, with wins, and here they go again. Just couldn't hang on to the footy, Jack Durham. He'd done the hard work, and then when he looked for support, just lost it in the wet conditions. They've won 3 of their last 5. The Titans will now make it 4 of their last 6.
19. Good. Here.
Tua.
Don't spoil line. Titans hold. Go.
See him on a fun guy. It's had a huge amount of game time today. Good hands on the offload. Steele over the halfway line. Tough on it was, and just trying to keep it alive and going for broke to maybe get some points. Michael Steele, it's been a frustrating day for him today.
Certainly has, Mark. He was placed on report for a crusher tackle, but yeah, you said the Gold Coast Titans, this win will certainly keep their season alive, because currently they sit in 13th position on 12 points, so certainly keep their season alive with a win here this afternoon.
Let him go now. In the middle, boys. Hold.
Game across the ditch. It's 28 all between the Warriors and the Broncos, with just 9 minutes to go.
Off Newcastle boot.
And that's a pretty good kick. And the corner, that left-hand corner, look at the water you just saw then. He's shin deep there in water. That is where all the water's running off to here. And that shows you how much rain we've had during this game, because there was nothing there.
Got 15 seconds
Before the game started. And now, there you go.
Time it.
That's inside
Not early.
the fence. And that's edging out.
The security guard, he could be sitting in a puddle of water soon, but
clean.
Once again,
We need a lifeguard on duty. Forget about security guards, they need a lifeguard.
we may do, but once again, the Gold Coast Titans very composed in this second half. Hughes put the grubber in again, building more pressure, and another dropout from the Newcastle Knights, and the Gold Coast Titans another opportunity here to score some points late.
Hold. Go.
Kisso. 4 minutes to go.
3.
Yeah, mate.
LG, Hughes, Emil Hunt, change of direction, and Birch goes with him to make the tackle. Siamana Fungi was there and he's lost the ball. Emil
You're
Hunt.
spinning in the tackle too, bud.
You coming round?
Yes, mate.
Okay.
Don't give him a sniff. Walk him down in.
He just lost the ball there, Emil Hunt.
Righto. Wind in.
38 missed tackles.
Yeah, we're good. Just hold. Wait for
Newcastle
it.
just 15
Yeah.
for the Gold Coast, which is pretty impressive.
Coming around.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, that stat and the completion
Move down.
stats certainly
Left
stand out here this
side.
afternoon, Mark. As you said, Newcastle Knights with 38 missed tackles, the Gold Coast 15. The completion rate's 23 from 40 for Newcastle, whereas the Gold Coast Titans 30 from 43. And, you know, those two stats have stood out here this afternoon. It's a wonder, you know, it's a reason why the Gold Coast Titans have won here.
Walk in and
Release
right
6.
and hold. Go.
Penalty. 11.
Easy,
Leave it
easy,
in.
easy,
4,
easy.
11, 19. 19.
No, 6. Hey, 3. Split.
Let's split it, guys. Come on.
Beat it.
Similar time as we had the drama last week at Campbelltown.
You got the penalty. Go. No, just hold up.
High tackle, no question about it.
No. Just wait. Wait till he's out of your way.
Sam G.
Yeah.
Placed on
Just go
report,
right.
was it? I didn't see that it was placed on report.
Here we are.
That was out of the 3.
Not early, not
Certainly,
Go.
Emil Hunt will be interesting to see what happens there. But Michael Steele's
Play on.
crusher didn't seem to be as dangerous as that one.
Getting nice and close here.
Yeah, I'll get in here, mate.
6, let it go.
Play on.
6,
Play on.
Kit out of acting half, and here he goes through the water.
9 to the side.
2. Here and hold.
The rain may have stopped, certainly eased a lot. Right, now Tarpine, they had 3-on-1 on the outside of Joseph Tarpine there, but he took the tackle inside the last 90 seconds.
Penalty. Yeah.
3.
Emil Hunt
All over
conceding
him.
the penalty.
Yeah, just let me move. Way you go.
Here's Siamana Fungi
Shoulder.
getting through one, still going, Mona Siamana Fungi.
Ball on the line.
He got the ball down and has scored the try. Mona Siamana
You only need a little
Fungi. The Gold Coast Titans couldn't hold him out. They're going to challenge.
Just review grounding, please, mate.
Could
A minute to go.
Could be a consolation try here for Siamana Fungi. They've had plenty of opportunities here in this second half.
Go to
The
him. He's
Newcastle
called it.
Knights.
He's seen that. Oh, I know the tackle
They
you're
haven't
asking about.
capitalised on it this time. They may have through Siamana Fungi.
Yeah, just see what happens with it.
The referee said the ball's on the line. He's awarded the try. Luke Patton just can't
Just let
see
him go
there.
through
They've
the
got to
process,
take the
mate.
referee's
I've got to
word. I would suggest that that's going to be a try.
To answer your question, though, it's basically if you're over the top of him and you're putting pressure on top of his head, pushing it down over the top of his chest like that. That's the definition of it. That was your question. And he's ruled on it, all right? Okay?
Adam G is right there.
Thanks, mate.
He's made the call and it won't be overturned.
Try stance.
It's a try, guys. It's a try.
To try.
You've got to work out the
It's a
signal
try.
for
It's a try.
these. No one understands that the wave across the body means that the
Yeah.
try stands and the down around the knees means that the decision's overturned. They've just got to award the try again. Just point at the spot or do something again or whatever, because no one had a clue then. But the try stands for Mona Siamana Fungi, his second of the year. But as you said, Steve, consolation there for Newcastle. And there's no way the Titans will be in any hurry to get back to kick off. And the extra 2 points are added from Danny Levi, and that will be the full-time score.
Yeah.
That's a wet and miserable Hunter Stadium. The clock is winding down. And the Gold Coast, 4 from 6.
Cheers, mate.
Get the 2 points. And full time at Hunter Stadium, the Gold Coast 22 has defeated Newcastle 10. And the difference